What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Art Shack. So today I'm going to be showing you two trees that I really do like to draw, and I start off the first one by drawing a long line, and I make it slightly curved here and there, but at the top I like to really wiggle it out. And this tree, or this line, represents the tree in its entirety. The bottom of the line is where the trunk is, and the top is where the very top branches are. This way you can get the whole thing mapped out on your page without worrying for running out of space at all. So it really works out well when you do that. And then just from there, you just start creating your tree, make the tree trunk, and then kind of work it up. And one thing you want to keep in mind is you want to keep the tree looking organic. So you want to really wiggle your pencil as you're making those branches. And then you can make more branches from those and keep going on. You can have a heyday. So this drawing, you can kind of take it two ways. Before you add the leaves, you can kind of take it as like a winter tree. And that's usually the way I'll draw any of my trees. That way you can kind of see the framework of it. After you draw the leaves in, it helps to give it more of a lifelike sort of feel. So when you do that, it just kind of ties it all in together. And if you want a winter tree, you just leave it without the leaves. But if you want the leaves and want to make it look more like summer, then you can go right ahead and add some of those leaves in. Now, I remember when I was little and I tried to draw a couple trees here and there, I would always try to draw every single leaf because I thought that's what you had to do. But realizing that just takes way too much time, and at the end, it kind of sometimes looks sloppy, it doesn't look right. So what I've decided to do, or like a technique that I've established over time, is to kind of make texture that looks like leaves in the end. So notice my hand, notice how I'm holding the pencil, it's very important. With the underhand grip, that way the most amount of pencil graphite is on the page. It's on an angle, so a lot of it is touching the page, and then you just make some swiggling motions. And then with that, you make a lot of texture and it ends up looking like leaves. And the only thing you really have to do is just vary the pressure so that you can show the bundles and bushes of leaves. And then you can also take a slight eraser and slightly erase out some of the marks as well to kind of make some highlights. But also too, you want to make sure that you add in some shadow to the trunk of the tree and as well the leaves. It helps really make it look very three-dimensional and lifelike. So for the darker part of the tree, I used a 2B pencil. I used that for most of the tree branches in general and the leaves. And then when I got over to the lighter side of the tree, I switched over to a 2H and HB pencil, kind of varying between the two, just seeing how they would kind of play out in the end. So with the lighter side of the tree, I went significantly lighter with the pencil pressure, just to kind of make a clear distinction between one side of the tree and the other, just to really kind of make it look like it has a lot of dimensions going on, and it makes it just look like it's actually there on the page. Another tip I can give you is make sure you keep the pencil really sharpened for this. You want a lot of surface of that pencil on the page. You really want to get all of that on there so that you can really make some wide pencil marks. It really helps to add to the effect of it. And it really helps to make it kind of more of a gesture sort of drawing. Instead of it being like meticulously detailed, you kind of get just a feel of the overall effect of this. So that's how I like to sort of portray the leaves in the tree. It gives it a loose feeling. It gives it a nice look. And one last tip I can give for drawing a tree is to make a foundation for it. In this case, I just went simple and I just want to put some grass in. Adding a foundation kind of plants the tree, if you will. It just helps to really make it look like it's interacting with the environment, and to make it look like it's interacting even more, you can add in some shadow right by where you think the cast shadow is going to be, and that depends on where you put the shadow on the tree. So if you do that, it just really helps to wrap everything up and make it look nice and clean. Alright, so let's get started on the second set of trees. These are the trees that are coming right directly out of the drawing that I did, Mountains in the Mist. It's probably one of my more popular videos that I've done, and I've gotten a whole slew of requests to draw them in a separate video kind of explaining how I did them. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So as I draw these, I start the top very small, very small details, things like that. It just kind of helps to really add a lot of detail, texture to it, and it really I like the way that it looks. And then as I work my way down, I don't like to make the tree look like a Christmas tree, you know, where it starts very narrow and gets very, very big at the base. I like to kind of keep them narrow all the way down. That's just kind of the way I prefer to draw these. And keep in mind for yourself, you know, as long as the tree, you know, follows the standard rules of a tree, you can kind of vary what they look like and kind of sort of create your own sort of style of tree, I guess you can say. So that's kind of what I've done here. I'm sure that these trees actually do exist, but it's just the way that I prefer to draw them. And with this, I'm going to be drawing 3 of them just to kind of show you how to group them together. And just keep in mind that the first tree that you detail and draw in is going to be the tree that's the furthest in the background, and any tree that you draw after is going to be on top of it because the detail will be over what you've done previously. So to help with, you know, keeping it from getting muddy and, you know, just kind of grainy and, you know, whatever, you could take an eraser and erase out previous areas that you've actually detailed in. That way you have a fresh page to add in the new detail for the new tree. So that's just a good tip for everyone. And then you can just take a 4B pencil or something darker and darken in the one side of the tree. Take an eraser and erase out the other side of the tree to create some highlights. And that's pretty much it. That's how I draw these trees. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please subscribe and definitely give me a thumbs up. It always helps out. And I'll see you guys next week for a new video. Take care.